In 1919, he hit 29 home runs and was sold to the New York Yankees.
A three-run home run for Buffington. The Yankees now lead it by a score of 3-2.
Bill Lee is now going over to a couple of the Yankees, and there they go again.
Ball hits it to deep left. That might send the Yankees to the World Series.
Varitek and A-Rod going at it. Roberts is going. Posada's throw. Roberts safe.
What can I say? Just tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddies.
Welcome to Fanbase, a deep dive into the greatest rivalry in sports. We are underway.
Baseball's back, baby.
I mean, you're in full mode. You got your Yankees, you got both your kids. Well, one of your kids is on the DL, but you got some varsity baseball in high school. I mean, you're in heaven.
I love it. I love it. There is literally, like, I can just flip to any channel I want, and there's baseball on. It's great.
It is, it was fascinating when watching the national title game in basketball the other day. I was switching back and forth to the Red Sox game because they were playing the Pirates, and it was pretty close. The energy level different, and then it's the national title game in basketball. But it's like I love watching baseball. Like if it's nighttime and we're doing this and that, it's on. Or I don't necessarily always just like sit there and watch like the whole thing, like close reading type thing. But I mean, it was amazing to go back and forth because there was some drama in the Red Sox game, but at the same time, like. I don't know what the metaphor was, like going from like Usain Bolt to my grandmother. You know what I mean? It was just it's a different speed, even with the pitch clock. I was at opening day for the Red Sox. They called Rafi Devers out on some sort of
First official strikeout by the pitch clock.
But I don't even know for what. I didn't even understand the violation, and
I don't think even the umpires like have a full grasp on the violation.
But
they
I would
have to
say,
be looking and all this other stuff.
As a fan, it was kind of funny because a couple people around us were like, it was funny, like. Laugh out loud funny. They're like, that's a violation. Like people were like yelling at the umpire if they thought it was
like youth basketball. Travel.
3 seconds. I found that to be funny because fans are just looking for something to.
Well, then you also heard the fans. I guess is the Mariners game. The guy got nailed for a pitch violation. So the next time he came up, the whole stadium counted it down for him.
That's funny. So funny.
Yeah. So it's like, it's getting the fans more involved too.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I do think like this sounds so stupid, but like a Savannah Banana thing. Like I think if a fan catches a foul ball cleanly, it should definitely be an out. I love that rule. Anyway, that's a total digression. I don't really mean it, so don't get on me.
But pace of play up, right? I mean, it's up like a half an hour, which is good.
Yeah, not in the Red Sox, it seems, but I mean, they're still quicker.
Well,
but
they
the
also
Red Sox
scored like 19 runs the first
that's
two
the thing
each.
is if there's a ton of offense, you're still going to get longer games. But let's reset. Let me just ask you. We're just a little bit in. What do you think of we talked about the pitch clock? What do you think of the game? What do you think of your team?
So I love the pace of play. I love it. It just obviously keeps it moving. I feel like so far the batters are the ones that are getting the adjustment down more than the pitchers are. I guess I think that's more of a rhythm thing because the pitchers are out there longer and they're getting where the batter is just coming up once and has to get his act together.
Right. It heightens the pressure on the hitter.
Yeah. And I didn't think that might have been the case, but now that it's going, I do. And I like the base stealing. I mean, obviously base stealing is up. I think that might level off as it goes, and we truly find out that the players that are really fast are going to steal bases still.
Now, remind me why is base stealing up? Because
you can't throw over as much. I don't think it's the extra 2 inches on the base. I think it's more because you can't throw over. You throw over twice or look over twice or attempt over twice. The third time is a balk. So chances are you'll see the players, they're getting running starts on the third pitch. So they're coming off the base and they're basically just step, go as the pitcher starts to move. So they're getting that extra step on. So I think that will level off though, because honestly, like it's Major League Baseball and the catchers, it comes down to inches, right? But I still feel like only the fast players are the ones that are really going to be.
Well, and the pitchers will probably hold off on looking over early in counts, and they'll wait.
Well, they won't waste it.
So they'll make sure they can be held on base.
Yeah, I do enjoy that. Pace of the play is great. So far as the team, Yanks are looking pretty good. I mean, they're hitting. They had that one little hiccup. The pitching, the bullpen was kind of blah, but overall the hitting has been good. I mean, Anthony Volpe is kind of doing stuff. He's not getting a lot of hits, but he's not striking out.
But he's not leading off either.
He's not leading off.
They're putting him in a good spot, I think, to sort of make some mistakes.
Yeah, so I think he's got, it's not so much pressure on him, like I had said. Again, I feel like, just having DJ LeMahieu back is such a key. Like when he went down last year, everything kind of started falling apart for the Yankees, even more so than the other injuries. But that's great having him back. Aaron Hicks, I guess, is questioning what his role with the team is. His role in the team is that he shouldn't be on the team. And I think eventually I would think Donaldson will probably play his way out, but who knows? We'll see how it goes. But so far so good. I'm very encouraged.
I think the lineup. I mean, I'll talk about the Red Sox.
Franchy's not going to be our outfielder. He's just sitting there. But of all the players to see come across the list, I love it. Franchy.
It's Franchy.
But again, we talked about in the World Baseball Classic, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shohei taking BP, right? Hitting home runs, the place going crazy watching it. So Franchy takes BP at Yankee Stadium and apparently hits one 490 feet right field off the back of the bleachers. And they showed it on MLB Network, and you could hear a fly fart in there. There wasn't one person in there. So it's like, hello, MLB, like, figure it out. Why wouldn't you want to get people in there?
I don't understand why.
I don't get it. It's such an easy fix.
Yeah, they should let everyone in.
And if it's not going to be an MLB thing, some team sucker up and figure it out, and then let the other shoes drop like dominoes.
I don't know. When we went to Baltimore a couple of years back, every one of my kids caught a batting practice home run.
They let you in that back road right early in Baltimore on Utah Street, but then they don't let you right into the park right away. You got to wait a little bit longer. At least that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's probably true.
At the same time, I don't think you can get at any park unless you have batting practice passes to see the full scale of everything.
Because it's not like they're monetizing it that much. I mean,
but you could. I mean, I think you.
Well,
could.
no, what they do, like for instance, in hockey, I know this from the Bruins because I took the boys.
The elite pass or
yeah,
elite
they let the
they turn it to Disney.
The certain level gets in early, and
it doesn't need to be that way. I think you're going to get it with the gate because, the kids are going in there crazy. The parents will go over and they'll get their food and stuff, and that's just more time in the stadium. You
got to sell the game. I mean, I first of all, I agree with you 100% on that. And the truth is, what do they have people go through the stands and grab all the, is it about, saving 25 baseballs a day? I have no idea what the benefit of it. And you give a kid a baseball, and
get a fan for life.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. I will tell you, opening day for the Sox, we still had a good time. We had a couple of hacks in terms of attending the ballpark. I mean, the good food they promote, before the season.
Don't get it.
Well, no, if you get it, but the thing is, for anything that's decent, the lines are too long and the food's not quite as fresh. So it's nothing like when you sampled it on media day. And then there's obviously the pricing of it. And I feel like the Red Sox are so tone deaf about the ballpark experience. And we stopped at Shake Shack. We spent $22. We each got a burger and fries, and the food was great, and it would have cost $35 for that in the stadium.
More, yeah.
For a burger that's been sitting in a tray for a half an hour. So that, and I know that a $12 beer is the price of doing business, but it was cold out. We snuck a few nips in. We had some Fireball in there. Anyway, the bottom line is, and for people in their 50s, it probably looked ridiculous, but that's what we did. I just find we're working around that stuff, but I find that the Red Sox, we had people from Utah, a family of 5 from Utah and a family of 5 from Indianapolis around us, and on opening day, which was weird, but I guess their vacation week was that week, and they were doing a vacation to Boston because it's a destination for sports. They were going to go to both families going to the Bruins that night, so it was just kind of a cool thing. But it shows me that Fenway is still a tourist destination, but it's not anything close to a hot ticket locally. So our tickets on the pricing tier were $148 each for opening day. It's a diamond level game. It's a top level game, only reserved for, I think, the Yankees and the Dodgers this year. And 3 rows behind us, 5 hours before game time, went for $50.
Wow.
And it didn't sell out.
And that's opening day.
They did not sell out opening day.
Yeah, my son went with his friends on the final game against the Orioles on Sunday, and I was like, "Did you sell it out?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "Really?" It was a Sunday afternoon game.
I know it's April, but still, it's weird.
You'd think you'd get a lot of late. It was like a 1:30 game, so you think you'd get the casual fan. Let's go to the game. It's actually nice out. It's not bad. He said the weather was good.
Yeah, the vibe in Fenway it's just like any other place now, which is just, again, like I talked to my wife about it. We came in like 02, 03, and we've been season ticket holders for 17 years. We've been going opening days for almost 20 years. We've been there for the best times ever. Yeah. So we're so spoiled. It's not.
But you also got a great barometer of what it should feel like.
Right, or what it can feel like, right? The only thing baseball-wise, well, there may be a couple things, but I do want to, as of early in the week, I mean, the Red Sox collective team ERA is 7.5. I mean, they obviously can't pitch, or can't pitch yet, or now, or whatever. And I know the bats are usually ahead of the arms at this point in the season, but it's really not going to happen for them. I mean, they got lucky a little bit in the Orioles series, but if they pitch like this, they can't win, no matter how good their offense could be, which I don't think is that great anyway. So it's a major, major alarm, and they just
it's going to be a huge task on Sale's shoulders. I mean, I hate to say it because you want Kluber was your starting pitcher, and again, remember I had talked about why are you naming your starting pitcher 14 days out, and then as it got closer, everyone was kind of questioning why is Kluber actually starting, but a lot of weight on Sale's shoulders, a lot.
What
of
if
weight.
he's not? What if he's 100% healthy and he's just old?
Well,
what if he just doesn't have it?
He probably doesn't because he's been around a long time, and he's like his third surgery.
He's so skinny too. Like that's a weird. Like he's
so brittle.
I don't know why he didn't try to bulk up a little bit or something.
I don't think he can, dude. I think he's got a body like me. I just don't think he can bulk up.
6'6", 185. That's insane.
Yeah, but that dude, he probably can eat like Michael Phelps and doesn't gain weight.
Yeah.
There's people like that out there.
So, I mean, I think the Red Sox, what they proved in the beginning of their season is that they're going to be fun possibly to watch, but that's not going to translate into
they're talking that there's good energy on the club. Like in the
They seem to
dugout.
like each other.
Yeah.
And they also signed, we talked about this, with, I can't remember who, but they have a bunch of guys on one-year deals. And you get guys on one-year deals who are talented, they're going to work hard. And so chemistry is and Cora's good at building chemistry, but ultimately, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to matter if they're just not as good. I mean, Tampa's off to a great start. The I can't remember the years.
Tampa played Detroit, right?
Even still, their wins are wins.
Yeah, the wins are wins.
And some people say that the biggest advantage the Red Sox have is fewer, divisional games, but the Yankees seem to start really good or really bad. They never really start like 500. So
yeah.
I think Yankee fans should be really excited.
Yeah, I mean the pitching. Like I'm encouraged about the pitching, and obviously people are staying on the field. Stanton already got in the field, but they say you can't win the postseason in April, but you can lose it, right? So you want to start off good, and look at the Phillies. We had already talked. The Phillies are out of the gates, nothing. They got nothing. So you find yourself literally 7 games into the season. If you haven't won yet, you're 6.5 back to some teams in your division, right? That's not an easy mountain to climb when you start averaging it out and you start looking at who's in your division with the Mets and the Braves.
Can I play a little game with you?
What's up?
Okay. So Wednesday, April 5th, Shohei Ohtani is scheduled to pitch against Seattle, right? And then he's next on the mound Tuesday, the 11th, scheduled. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 5 days of rest. Is that how he always pitches? Because if you do 4 days of rest, which is standard, that gets him Sunday against the Red Sox at Fenway, and I have tickets.
Yeah, you also got to hope there's no rainouts or
And
anything.
there's also Marathon Monday is the 17th. So I guess my point is that I don't know. I mean, is he a 5-day rest guy?
I think they do that because they don't want him. He's coming off injury 2 years ago. I swear.
So that means we're screwed. I was really excited for that possibility.
I'm pretty sure I remember hearing something about how they're going to only pitch him almost like he's a 6-starter rotation kind of. But in the beginning of the season, it's tough because you don't know the days off. Like most teams played the first day, and then the next day there was 4 games, and then the Phillies played 7 games in a row.
Right. Well, that first day after the opening day is just as pad for a rainout on opening day.
Right.
But yeah, because I want Ohtani for that. That game is worthless.
Yeah.
And I would love to see him pitch.
But we talk
and hit.
about that's the draw, right? That's why people come to the stadium. Ohtani, Judge. There's only those few players that people are coming to see, and Ohtani and Trout are off to a hot start.
I think Ohtani's more of a draw than Trout,
especially if he's doing both, right? I mean, if you get the twofer with him. I mean, that's baseball glory right there.
You talked about the John Senecal, Brian Shackman here, fan base, a deep dive into the greatest rivalry in sports. Last question to you. You talked about the pitch clock and how you like it. You talked about your team. Anything else league-wide catching your attention, either particular players or particular trends?
I can't think of anything right out the get-go after this basically first 6-7 games. No, I can't. No, there's nothing I don't see as someone that's crazy, sparking interest or whatever. I mean, I think C.J. Cron has 12 home runs, I feel like.
I just think, and I think the NL West is the thing that pops out at me. I just think that it's just going to be a bloodbath.
It's just, there. I mean, it's so early, but again, like I said, you can't come into the season and lose like the first 7 games. I heard something on the radio this morning when I was coming in that no other team that has won their division and went to the World Series has started the season 0-5, right? And the Phillies are 0-4. So
as a Monday,
as a Monday. So they've tied that as the worst start for a division winner that went to the World Series. So
that's weird.
And they're playing the Yankees tonight and tomorrow. They got 2 more games against the Yanks. So.
All right, we're off to our start. I mean, listen, I like the stolen bases. I like the pitch clock. And
I like the pace of play. It's just so much more fun to watch on TV when it's like
it seems like there's more balls in play too, but I haven't seen the
faster.
Yeah.
It keeps coming faster, and I do notice that there are balls going up the middle more that should have been snagged. I mean, Joey Gallo was 5 for 5 the other day.
Well, maybe the shift.
Two of them were home runs, but still.
Maybe the shift was the only thing holding him back.
Only thing holding him back. Comeback Player of the Year, MVP, all in one season, right?
Listen, next episode we're going old school.
Old school.
Lee Lowenfish wrote a book called "Baseball's Endangered Species: Inside the Craft of Scouting by Those Who Lived It," and we'll get into it. We'll get into the relevance of scouting in today's game, which should be interesting. Until then, it's Fanbase, a deep dive into the greatest rivalry in sports.